Okay guys, I figured I would talk about iguanas. As you can see, here's Isabella, right here. If you don't already know, this is my iguana. This is my my red green iguana. I know that sounds funny. She's an iguana. This girl right here, she's about 3.5 or 4 years old. I've had her for a year now. I was gonna talk to you all about having iguanas as a pet. I have a lot of people asking me online that they, asking if they, younger kids asking about iguanas and whether or not they should get an iguana as a pet. And the bad thing is iguanas are not an easy pet to take care of. If you can't see, that right there is just from her climbing on me. I got cuts all over, and that's fresh. That's from me bringing her out here. That's just from her stepping on me. I need to trim her back nails. If you don't have the time for these guys, they don't make, I mean, they make good pets, but they're not for everybody. She gets real mad when I get her to bring her out here into the studio. She gets real freaked out and upset because she hasn't been outside before, and as soon as she gets outside, she like claws into me and tries to climb under my shirt and stuff. I'm pretty sure it's a little overwhelming because her entire life she's been in a small cage. Before I got her, she was in a bird cage that was, I think, 2 by 2 by 4, which is really tiny for her size, the size of an iguana that she is. I think it's overwhelming to her. When I got her, she was super mean. She would try to bite me and tail whip me and all kinds of stuff. As you can see, she's getting happy because she's turning real bright red on her cheeks. If y'all are not familiar with the iguanas, the iguana right here, like I said, she's a red iguana. On top of their head up here, they have what they call a peritoi, and the way that you approach picking up an iguana, you never go above their head, because you see, she's okay with it, but usually they freak out. You always go up underneath them like this, and if you're gonna pet them, you go up underneath them. If you're gonna pick them up, you go up underneath them and grab them from underneath. The bigger the iguana, my opinion, the easier they are to handle. Smaller iguanas could get a bite in on you real fast. These guys are it's kind of easier to mess with, the bigger guys. It's my opinion that if you really want an iguana, there are several species out there of iguana that are better than an iguana. Depending on what area you live in. I live in New Mexico, and like the humidity over here is like 5%, and then sometimes in the winter it gets up to like 13%. It's so dry over here that it's real hard to keep the humidity up in her enclosure. If she wasn't a rescue and I was going to buy a big lizard, I can tell you right now, I would not pick an iguana. I would have picked some kind of water monitor or a tegu or something along that line, because they're more placid. A lot of people say rhino iguanas are placid. All iguanas, when they're in season, are pretty aggressive. This girl right here is I figured I'd make this video. She was throwing a fit. She wanted out, and I hadn't let her out in a couple days. So I figured I'd bring her in the studio over here. She likes being in the studio over here. If you guys have any questions or anything, you can let me know. I figured I would show y'all Isabella here, and I'll show you what happens. Right now, we've only been out here for a few minutes, so she might not let me get her. But I'll show you guys why they scratch you up. Her first instinct as an iguana is to get to the highest spot, because it makes them feel safer. So what she'll usually do here when she resituates is she'll try to climb on my head. The bad thing about having your iguana try to climb on your head is when they climb on your head, they associate that with being dominant, like being, because they're bigger than you. Girl, I'm gonna have to cut your back nails big time. Gonna get down. She's fairly calm and really good iguana. As you can see, she's not too flighty. She is making puffing noises at me. A lot of people think it's really cool to have a big lizard, but like I said, you got to be one heck of a person to be getting scratched up and be okay with it. Because it's really not, it's not the lizard's fault. They got some really sharp nails, and if they're being flighty, they start kicking and scratching and clawing and all kinds of stuff. Like I said, a lot of people think it's really cool to have a big lizard, but there's a lot a lot of choices you have out there on picking a big lizard, and I don't think iguana's a very good choice, especially if you're younger. I understand a lot of the younger reptile enthusiasts want a big lizard that will sit on their shoulder and play nice. And if that's really what you want, I would do your research. And iguana isn't, like I said, is not the best choice of a big lizard to have. I've had her for a year, and she's pretty much tamed down towards me. She does not like my kids or my wife. She tolerates my wife because my wife brings her food when I'm not here and puts food in her enclosure. But you'll never see my wife having her out on her shoulder or handling her, and her dewlap not being flared out. If y'all are not familiar with iguanas and what they do in a defense posture, she's got this flap of skin down here called a dewlap, and that's one of the ways you can tell that she's mad is she'll have it out. And right now she's pretty calm. You're pretty calm over her. Huh. Pretty calm. I figured I was gonna make a lizard video of all the lizards, but like I said, she was throwing a fit and wanted to come out, so I figured I'd bring her out. And while I was doing that, I already had the camera and everything hooked up, so I figured I would go ahead and tape her and talk to you about the iguana. These guys right here, their diet consists of vegetation only. There's some people that think that you can feed them insects and stuff. The problem with protein is that their digestive system is not made to break down protein. What happens is it causes a liver and kidney failure. High protein. It's the way I look at it is like if you've ever accidentally drank bleach, like your mom or somebody washed dishes and bleach stuff. Like if you have younger brother or sister, like a baby, sometimes they bleach the bottles out, which I think you shouldn't do. If you accidentally drink some bleach water, like diluted bleach water, you end up passing protein out of your kidneys, and what ends up causing you to have pains in your kidneys, and you just pass protein out in your urine. Well, times that by about 2,000 times the pain. That's what these guys go through if they eat protein. This girl right here, they have a strange attraction to like dog food and stuff. And a couple pieces of them accidentally eating a couple pieces of dog food doesn't seem to bug them. I wouldn't let them eat more than a couple pieces on accident. This girl right here is attracted to the dog food. I'm pretty sure it's just because it tastes good to her. But whenever we let her out or the ferrets out, we have to put the dog food up because for some reason she likes the dog food and so do the ferrets. I'll let y'all guys get a real good look at her. Let's see if I can stand up and her not freak out. Or get you close to the camera. Yeah, there she goes. You can climb on my head. You can climb down my back. Come here, guys. Come here. Come here. Where you at? Come here. Where you at? I don't know if you can hear that. Her claws are digging into my shirt. You went down? Jump down over there. I'll try to get some footage of her walking around and stuff. I'll show you. Let me adjust the camera. There she is, guys. This is Isabella right here. And if y'all guys have any questions on anything y'all want to know about the lizard, I'll leave a comment. And I don't know if you can see this, how long her tail is. You can see she's pushing 4'2" or something like that from her tail to her head. And another fact about iguanas, even though she's as big as she is right now, their tail is detachable. Like, they can drop their tail. It usually grows back, but it'll never be as long. And the previous owners that had her, she lost probably like 2 inches off the tip of her tail. She's got a pretty good looking tail since I've gotten her. Anyways, guys, you know the gist. Comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff. I'll see y'all guys in the next video.